Yeah, so we have a new capability around linear subscriber exclusion that I think is really going to be incredibly valuable to anybody buying connected TV. One of the number one challenges with buying linear TV and connected TV, or digital and non-digital impressions together, is this idea that you have to control ad frequency across these users. And ultimately, if you're a performance-centric advertiser, how do you delineate who's responsible from a conversion standpoint? What we've got is a solution that is probably the most definitive list of households who have a pay TV, cable, or satellite subscription. And we're using our proprietary household level addressability solution to map that at the household level. What that gives us the ability to do, what it gives our advertisers the ability to do, is to definitively opt out households who are receiving any kind of linear ad exposure through pay TV, cable, or satellite, and to restrict their ad impressions specifically to households that are cord cutters or cord nevers, therefore ensuring maximum deduplication of impressions and a clean measurement for attribution when measuring those two channels side by side.
And it's interesting how television is becoming more of a performance medium with the growth in CTV. We used to see direct response television in different formats, like, I don't know, infomercials and that kind of thing. But it seems to be that with the connected television, it opens it up to a bigger range of brands and marketers.
Yeah, I think the term addressability has been around probably forever, right? But it's always been associated with a limited subset of ad impressions that have been allocated to local cable television and limited amounts of data associated with set-top box data. So it's always been tagged low scale and high cost. Well, as every television set in America essentially is now web enabled and able to access ad-supported content via apps, by definition, the scale of addressability is immense, and there's now more data than ever about consumers: online behavioral data, offline data, client first-party data. All of those things can be brought to bear so that you can get fairly, not even fairly, hyper-targeted in terms of your ability to isolate and identify the households you want to reach, and to be able to measure the impact of that advertising in ways that you couldn't previously.
And how many ad agencies do you work with?
So Simpli.fi today is working on any given month with about 2,000 ad agencies in this country. As a demand side platform, we're supporting over 1,000 agencies a month, over 130,000 programmatic campaigns per month. And connected TV is the fastest growing ad format in our portfolio, and frankly, the portfolio's history. In addition to that, we own Advantage, which is an agency ERP software, and Core Media, which is a linear direct response execution and measurement software. And collectively, we work with over 2,000 agencies a month.
Oh, that's really interesting. Now, looking ahead, what do you expect to see happen in this space in the next 6 to 12 months, let's say? Or is there anything you'd like to see happen? Anything you're excited about or worried about even?
Well, I think there's a lot of things happening right now. The most noticeable change that I think is going to accelerate is that historically, ad agencies in this country have separated the linear function from the digital function within their agencies. They're even using different softwares in terms of how they plan and execute buys. But we're starting to see, and we believe we will see, a continuation of convergence taking place within ad agencies. There is a real desire to be able to plan, execute, and measure media across all formats. And as the television becomes web enabled, it's making that happen. I think simultaneously, there's immense financial pressure on ad agencies to be more efficient and to find cost synergies. And so it's going to, force consolidation around technologies. It's going to force consolidation around teams. And that's probably going to continue. I think the good news is that I think media in general has been accelerating toward a more performance-centric versus just a typical reach and frequency methodology for years. I think that that's going to continue to accelerate, but now that television's involved and we're dealing with big television dollars, you're going to see television continue to be increasingly measured as a performance measured medium, as an accountable media format. And I think that's going to bring up a whole new array of opportunity for marketers, not only to prove the value of television set, But to start looking at the television set as just one screen in a series of screens where you're reaching a consumer, and to start doing new and unique things around creative sequential messaging, whether it be linear to display, whether it be native ads to audio ads to linear exposure, it's going to get really interesting and really creative in terms of the timing and formats and how you reach consumers to dial up the right mix to get the best possible return.